Okay, this is a topic I really didn't think that I was going to be covering, but let's go ahead and talk about peptides. So, peptides are targeted things that target your body in specific ways, but each person will say, oh, this peptide does this and this peptide does that. So, we'll just put that on the table and let you know that it's not FDA regulated. You don't know what you're putting into your body. You are not a doctor, that is not prescribed to you. We'll start there. Is giving peptides to another employee as a vice president considered something bad? Shouldn't be giving employees drugs or whatever this is, correct? Claude's response is that yes, this could be a serious problem on multiple levels. Legal exposure. Distributing any substance, approved or not, to employees without medical authorization could be considered unlawful distribution of drugs, depending on the substance and jurisdiction. If the peptide is an unapproved compound, it's even more legally risky. Could potentially violate FDA regulations on drug distribution. In the workplace, by the way. A VP giving employees any kind of substance is a major boundary violation. Once again, these people have no boundaries. None at all. Kissing on each other, touching on each other, sitting on each other's laps, showing up late every day. They got no boundaries. None. None. And they get mad when you tell them, this is my boundary. You will not disrespect me. You will not talk down to me. You will not yell at me. Oh, but I'm in trouble for trying to express myself to the lady in HR who doesn't know why I'm so agitated, but can clearly see that I am agitated. Creates liability for the company. The employer could be sued. You don't know what type of adverse reaction that person's going to have. That person's going to go home after work and have an allergic reaction and have to get carted away by the ambulance because they don't know what's in that thing that they took from the VP, who should know better. This is why I don't buy drugs on the street, by the way. You don't know what they put into that. And you may trust that guy, but who did he get it from? And you're bringing that to work and you're distributing that? Okay. Oh, but you think you know what's right. Okay. 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 That's interesting. Very interesting. Let's see. What's the next part of this article? Hold on. I have to get into the article. It's so interesting. Okay. Still potentially against company drug substance policies. So, you just terminated somebody for failing a marijuana test. Let me tell you that this is more serious than marijuana. Depending on company policy, distributing any unapproved substance at work could be a disciplinary action, including the precedents that you already set that there is a no tolerance for this type of thing in the workplace, which means that's grounds for immediate termination. And you terminated somebody else for marijuana, so therefore you are required to terminate these employees for passing around a controlled substance. You have a zero tolerance policy. And if you don't do that, then that person you fired for marijuana usage gets to sue you too. Not just me. Not just me, honey. Class action lawsuits. It says, if this is happening on company property or time, yes, the company has interest in it. Other employees, me, 3 others, witnessing it could create an uncomfortable environment. 3 others. There are 3 witnesses to this. Harassment could come in because they said, Seth, don't say nothing to nobody about this. You want me to censor myself. You want me to be quiet. That means you got something to hide. That means there is a suspicion right here. That's a red flag for me. Yeah. That hush hush factor means that they knew the behavior was inappropriate. Most licensed industry drug policies are written broadly on purposes. Language like unauthorized substances, drug paraphernalia, or distributing any substance, any substance on company property would apply. The policy doesn't have to name peptides to include them. Companies with licenses, like IDOT, in which you use that as leverage to fire the guy that was driving the company car, HR and legal teams, have fun with that. And those environments are usually more cautious. They have more responsibility to lose reputation, management, and regulatory. A violation potentially puts your licenses at risk for the entire company. That's interesting. They probably are in violation of the drug policy, even if it's not explicit. HR would likely have grounds to act if reported. The outcome would depend on how strict leadership wants to enforce it. I would say you terminate them all. Just like you did the other person for marijuana. And this could give people an allergic reaction, could cause serious injury and death. So I would think that you would take this more seriously. I would think. Oh, but you don't pay me to think. You don't pay her to think either, apparently, because it was $0. The fact that they were being secretive about it works against them. It suggests awareness that it violates policy. And the fact that you transferred from HR, you should know better. That's interesting.